It's a cloudy and gray day on the Blues, but we're excited and ready to be here. Welcome in to Washington State Baseball here on KUGR Radio, live from Bailey Brayton Field. I'm Matti, Tenney, joined alongside Charlie Templeton as the Cougs get set for their home opener against the Grand Canyon Antelopes. Charlie, it's been a very unique start to the season so far for the Cougs. They've played 19 straight games on the road to open the year. They sit currently at 7-12. We just are starting conference play. What have you seen from the Cougs so far in their struggles and what they've been doing better?
They played a lot of close games, and in a lot of those games, they've been in them down the stretch, but they've just fallen short. And one of the big things about being back home, you can get the crowd into these games. You're back at home. You're playing with a little bit more energy, and in a lot of these games that are as close as they are, that little bit of extra fire that home crowd can bring can be the difference between a loss on the road but a win at home.
You mentioned those close games, and really, if you look at WSU's schedule and their record, it doesn't quite justify how the season has gone. Looking at the game by game, this team has shown that it can produce offensively. That has not been the problem. The problem has been on the other side of the diamond, on the defensive side, in runs given up. What have you seen from the Cougs so far this season in that sense?
Yeah, their starting pitching just needs to be better. Bullpen's been pretty decent, but they get down early in these games. Offensive production has been solid, but if you're playing from behind often, you're not going to win that many games, even if your offense can get you back in. Oftentimes, if you're down 3 or 4, your offense just was just not going to be able to give you enough to get back in.
Definitely this week, Coach Nathan saying the game starts with starting pitching. Everyone knows that. We just need to get our better starts. And that leads us into the starting pitcher for today for the Cougs, Nick Lewis. He has been WSU's leading starting pitcher. The way that Coach Cho said it, he commands his fastball. He did the best job in that San Diego State series of pitching, and it was a chippy series. Cougs weren't able to win the series, but it's close, and they said that they wanted to see them again in the conference tournament, but it was the inside pitching that wasn't getting there. Nick Lewis was the only one who was getting their fastball in and getting the strikeouts. They only had, I believe, one hit off of a fastball in that series. What have you seen from Nick Lewis?
Yeah, well, there's a reason that he is the primary starting pitcher. He's the best of the ones they've got. And looking at this, just the pitching in general, your fastball is a pitcher's bread and butter pitch. It's one they're going to be throwing more than any other. So if you're not being able to command that, you got to make sure that pitch is reliable. It finds its mark every time. Because if you throw a ball fast down the middle, it's going to be leaving just about as fast.
Lewis on the season has 5 starts, 26 and a third innings pitched, 5.13 ERA with 19 strikeouts, 11 walks. And the opponents are hitting 275 as we're going to national anthem. We'll take a quick break. We'll go over starting lineups, and we'll be right back for the start of this game on KUGR. It's the land of the free and the home of the Cougs. We're about 10 minutes from action. First pitch is scheduled for 4:05. Going back into this WSU defense, they've been letting a lot more runs than they've been scoring, despite having these close games. They've allowed 137 runs through their first 19 games. That's over 7 runs a game while only scoring 5.5 a game. On the offensive side of the ball, what does WSU need to do to kick things into drive with their hitting?
Well, the big thing is they got to score early. If you're pitching, particularly if you're a pitching staff like this one has, pitching with the lead always feels good. If you get down early, if you're down 2-0, 4-1, something like that, you're already down. You're worried about giving up more, and oftentimes that doubt creeps in your mind, and that's what makes you give up some more runs. So Washington State's offense producing early and giving them these leads for their pitching staff to hold, I think will help them out.
Now, there's 3 guys I wanted to highlight pregame. One of them, surprisingly, did not see on the starting lineup for today. Those 3 guys. First, we'll talk about Gavin Roy. He's hitting .358 on the season with 24 hits, 9 walks, and only 10 strikeouts. You know, he's their most consistent guy at the plate, and he has a really great on-base percentage. What does on-base percentage do for the Cougs when they're struggling to score runs?
Well, you can't score unless you got guys on base, unless you got the power to send it over the wall. On base percentage of 4, 5, 6. He's getting on base a lot in these games, and that allows some of the heavy hitters like Max Hartman behind him to allow them to drive him home and get runs on the board.
Now, the next guy I want to talk about, Trevor Smith. We don't see him in today's starting lineup, which we will get into. But as a freshman on this team, he has absolutely been lighting up the offensive boards for the Cougs.
He absolutely has, and it's good to see a lot of production out of the younger guys. You have to imagine if he sticks around, he'll be a huge success here on the Palouse.
Definitely. Smith on the season hitting .342, 25 hits, 13 walks, a .467 on-base percentage. So right up there with Gavin Roy and a .548 slugging percentage. He's producing in every category he can for the Cougs.
Well, that's the big thing about him. Not only is he a great hitter, he is a disciplined hitter. He is not going to swing unless he sees a good pitch to hit.
Now going into the starting lineups for these 2 teams. Do you want to take us through Washington State starting lineup to start it off?
Looking at the Washington State Cougars, Gavin Roy batting first, followed by Matt Priest, Max Hartman, Ollie Obenauer batting 4th, 5th is Dustin Robinson, Mason Priello batting 6th, Brian Shonsby 7th, Noah Thien, the catcher, batting 8th, and Tyler Northrup rounds up the lineup, batting 9th. Obviously,
you see Gavin Roy and Max Hartman at the beginning of that lineup, and we see Matt Priest, who had a pretty good last week for himself, starting to get the ball rolling for the Cougs. As for Grand Canyon, it's going to be the second baseman, Jake Sanko, number 8. Batting second, the catcher, number 6, Mito Perez. Batting third, the right fielder, number 11, Billy Scaldaferri. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 23, Cannon Peary. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 30, Dominic Chacon. Batting sixth, third baseman, number 46, Jose Lopez. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 21, Gunnar Penscover. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 42, Troy Sanders. And rounding it out for the Lopes is going to be the center fielder, number 14, Max Charles, with J.T. Guerrero on the mound for the Lopes. But first, as we mentioned, we will see the left-hander, Nick Lewis.
Nick Lewis getting the start here, the nod on home opener here on the Palouse for Washington.
Let's talk about that for a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody of all ages. We're back on the Palouse. Baseball is back on the Palouse, and there's not a better feeling. It's a bit chilly. It's a bit cloudy. Hopefully it doesn't rain because we're outside, but nonetheless, a great day for baseball today, Charlie.
Absolutely. Wind blowing out towards right field, and with that 330 right field wall, we might see a couple just scrape over that wall today.
Now let's talk about this ballpark because it's a bigger ballpark. You got 400 straight center. You got 330 to the left. You got 330 to right. A very geometrically sound ballpark. What does that do for pitchers, and what does that do for hitters? It tends to be a pitcher's friendly ballpark, would you say?
Yeah, it would. The only big thing for hitters here is which way is the wind blowing.
That's true.
With how deep center field is, if that wind's blowing in, chances of you getting a deep shot out to center, not much. Good news for anybody parking on the street. However, if that wind's blowing out, sometimes this wind can just ride those balls a long way out.
Now, obviously, school is still home for spring break. There are a few out here. The Pullman community is coming together today for home opener. What does that home opener do for a small town like Pullman? What do you think? What do you feel in the energy of the stadium?
Well, Washington State University always brings the city of Pullman together. It's been a long time for baseball fans here waiting for their Cougars to come home, and they finally have. And you know that this Washington State roster is going to do everything they can to put on a show for these fans who have been waiting a year for this moment.
And it's also a really great opportunity to kick things into overdrive. Obviously, you're just a bit under 500 if you're the Cougs. You're starting conference play. You have a really good opportunity to win some games, get above 500. What is a home opener knowing that you can control the scenario? This is your place. What does that do for this Cougar team?
Well, like I was saying a few minutes ago, they're going to bring. You have to think the Washington State and any team who's been on the road this long, coming back for a home opener, they're going to have a little bit of extra fire in them. I think, like I said, they're going to do everything they can to send these fans on a much shorter trip back home.
Yeah.
Happy.
I mean, WSU baseball, obviously you got historic figures like the three out there in right field, Bailey, Brayton, and Olerud. And something that Coach Choate was mentioning is that there's some old school value and that the team still respects that. That's something nice that you see. There's a certain way that he expects the team to represent WSU and play the game of baseball, and he's proud of the way that he runs this team. And now that we're back in Pullman, I think the entire community will get to see exactly what Coach Choate's been up to.
One thing watching, one thing listening, another thing entirely to be back at the ballpark, and what a good feeling it is.
We'll take a quick break as we get ready for first pitch right here in about 4 minutes. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. Welcome back. Now let's go over this Grand Canyon squad. On the season, they're at 8-14, so just about the same place as WSU. These two teams are pretty similar in their production this season. Their team averaged 239. They've allowed over 150 runs so far this season. Knowing the Cougs have been struggling, not on offense, but on defense, and knowing that Grand Canyon is due to give up runs, what do you think WSU can do to take advantage of that?
Well, both sides give up a lot of runs. Washington State, if they can find some of that power in their lineup that we know we have, that they have really not shown. Only 4 home runs across the 9 starters in the batting rotation today for the Washington State Cougars. If they can get that power going and take advantage of a weaker pitching rotation, they should have some success today. And I'll tell you what, no matter who you're sporting today, if you're a Washington State fan, a GCU fan, or just a neutral fan, you're going to have a lot of offense here today.
You definitely will. 3 guys to highlight on GCU. We talked about Jake Senko hitting .403 on the season, 25 hits, a .472 on-base percentage. I mean, he's just an elite contact machine.
It'll be a battle of 2 phenomenal leadoff hitters today, Gavin Roy and Jake Senko. It's going to be a good show between those 2.
Another guy to talk about, Billy Scaldeferi, 311 on the season, 20 RBIs and 3 home runs. So he's been producing a lot of Grand Canyon's runs on the season.
He is himself a great hitter, but if you have a guy in front of you hitting 400, another guy hitting 250, there's going to be a lot of traffic on the base path for you to take advantage of as well.
So Jake Senko making his way to the plate for the first at-bat at Bailey Brayton this season. Lewis will look in. It's Thien behind the plate. And the first pitch of the home opener is going to be low and inside for ball number 1. Now it's going to be about forcing that fastball and getting strikes as the second pitch is going to be there for strike number 1. A 1-1 count here early. Next pitch is going to miss for ball number 2. 2-1.
Just a little low there. That one's scraping the edge of the zone there.
They said he was able to find his inside pitch. We'll see. That one skips in the dirt. Ball 3. That's one thing that Choate said Lewis was doing well, was locating that inside fastball. We'll see if he can get to it here.
3-1 in danger of walking him.
And that's going to be a foul tip. And the count will go full. The first at-bat of the first game of the season here at Bailey Brayton is a full count.
Well, baseball's often considered a duel between batter and pitcher. Full count here.
That's going to be chopped down the third base line, just slightly foul. We'll stay here and do it again. And that was something that that we saw last week, is that with the San Diego State series, WSU was forced to go to their bullpen a lot earlier than they wanted to. So starting games out with full counts is not good for pitch count, as this one's going to be ripped into left, and it's going to be snagged by the shortstop.
Great play there by
Roy
Gavin
there.
Roy.
Batting second.
It'll bring up Amito Perez, the catcher number 6.
The shortstop's playing up a little bit there. Roy was playing back, but when the shortstop like that is playing a little bit up, sometimes that'll just get over his head and into left field, but Roy able to play that ball well.
Defense showing well, as the first pitch is going to be down there for strike number 1, looking from Lewis. Here comes the second. That's going to be a big swing and a miss for strike number 2, as Lewis gets the pitcher-friendly count early on in the second at-bat.
Well, we were talking about limiting longer at-bats. If you have a guy down 0-2, if Washington State wants to avoid going to their bullpen early, this is a situation where you got to sit him down on the next couple pitches.
Well, here comes the pitch. That's fouled straight back, so it'll be another go-around, still 0-2. And we'll talk about it when WSU is on the offense, but something Coach Tote liked is that their bats were able to work counts. Let's see if GC is going to try and do the same thing. Fouled off again.
Very late on that swing. Almost got that ball by him. Just able to get it off the tip of the bat.
It's like he's allergic to a ball there. For the 5th hit of the at-bat. One out here in the top of the first. Still scoreless in the second at-bat. That one he chopped out at the last minute. It's going to go fouling into the bleachers. He took a big lumberjack swing at that one.
Wow, so this will be the 5th pitch of the at-bat. Both at-bats, first at-bat, 7 pitches. This one already at 5.
The 0-2 from Lewis. Fouled back once again. This netting's getting a lot of work.
Oh, that's why the netting's there.
So not a ball yet, and we're already at pitch number 6. We said early on it was 0-2, and that was going to limit his pitch count, but so far it's only gone up.
Well, I was saying he had to set him down soon, but that's another foul ball.
Another one. You know, I read one of my favorite books of all time, Calico Joe by John Grisham, and they described Calico Joe as he could swing his bat at any speed to foul off a pitch he didn't like, and that's what he's doing right here. I mean, and that one is going to bounce in the dirt for ball number 1. So this at-bat will continue. Pitch number 8, I believe, coming up here. An 8-pitch 1-2 count. Don't see that too often.
This will be the first at bat was 8 pitches. 8 pitches. This at bat.
Take a guess what happened.
That one's going to clear the netting, and that's going to.
Oh man, you heard it there.
Well, souvenir out for someone by the practice field. If you want to go pick that one up, might check on that after the game if I don't see anybody going over there.
Perez, ooh, windy here. Perez on the season hitting 250. And he's going to rifle that one left field, and it will just get out of the glove. They're chasing after it into the left field. It's Priest getting to it. Stops at second base, and they'll hold him up there. A one-out double there.
Matt Priest thought he had the angle, and he probably did. Just dives a centimeter short. Baseball is a game of inches, and that one goes in favor of Grand Canyon against Washington State. And there's a runner now on second base.
With a runner on second, it'll bring up the right fielder, Bildy Scaldaferri. Scaldaferri, as we mentioned in the pregame, hitting .311 on the season, so a pretty reliable bat for this Grand Canyon squad, and not the guy you really want up with a man in scoring position. First pitch misses for ball 1.
Well, and for Grand Canyon, outside of getting a solo home run there, an 8-pitch double. Basically all you can ask for.
I mean, if you're Grand Canyon, all you're wanting to do is work the pitch count. You want to get WSU uncomfortable, as that one's going to be fouled off the plate for a 1-1 count. Yeah, if you're Grand Canyon, you're trying to get Lewis's pitch count as up as possible. You want to force WSU into an uncomfortable position in their bullpen. WSU looking to try and avoid that, as starting pitching has been Coach Choate's main priority. That one's going to be high for ball number 2.
You always wonder, particularly if you're these managers, if your starting pitcher in the first game of a series starts to get eaten up and you have to go to your bullpen, how much of an effect does that have on the rest of the series? Your bullpen's going to get tired. So does that math play into play? Because not only is Grand Canyon, if they can get to this Washington State bullpen early, benefits them today, But if you can drain a lot of that Washington State bullpen now, it's going to benefit you for the rest of this series.
Ball in the dirt for ball number 3 as Lewis stares down a 3-1 count and risks putting a man on first to complement the man on second. The 3-1 is going to be fouled way back. And that'll bring the second full count of the day. And Lewis's pitch count just keeps on climbing. On deck, Cannon Peary. The 3-2. Gets him swinging for the first strikeout of the day. And the first home strikeout of the season for WSU. Nick Lewis getting it done at that at-bat.
Lewis has gone inside and the middle, had yet to really fire one outside, finally does, and gets him to swing on a pitch that didn't look like it was particularly close.
It really didn't. It was a beautiful moving pitch by Lewis. Just confused him. We'll take it, though. 2 outs now in the top of the first. A man still on second base. And the first pitch to Peary, just a beautiful dropping ball. 4 strike, number 1. All he could do was watch it in.
And in the first inning of these games, you have to wonder, pitcher's starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm here, maybe knocking off a little bit of rust. I know we've been going for a while.
That one lined out center field. Hartman settling underneath it. He'll get it for the 3rd out of the inning. We leave 1 stranded on base for Grand Canyon, but Cougs, despite giving up a big pitch count, only leave 1 man on. 0-0 the score going into the bottom of the first inning. You're listening to WSU Baseball on KUGR Radio.
It's time for the
Back here in the bottom of the first inning, still scoreless from Pullman, Washington. Leading off for the Cougs is going to be Gavin Roy, hitting .358 on the season. Highest on the starting lineup, at least.
And this is the first at-bat for Washington State at home this year.
Yeah. On the mound for the Lopes is going to be JT Guerrero as the first pitch is high and inside.
I went very inside, almost hit him.
Guerrero, a 3.7 ERA on the season, a 1-2 record, 24 1/3 innings pitched so far, giving up 12 hits and 11 runs. Second one is going to miss again. Ball number 2, a quick 2-0 count for the Cougs early in the first. The 2-0 count. That one will catch the zone for strike number 1.
Yeah, Gavin Roy, just a fantastic start to the year, batting north of 350, 15 RBIs. A great start for the shortstop from Ontario.
Here comes the 2-1, and that will catch the inside of the zone for strike number 2, evens up the count at 2-2. Roy, a senior from Ontario, Canada. Last season started all 54 games at shortstop for the Cougs. and ended his season with a 2.88 ER average, not ERA. That one misses for ball 3, and this count runs full.
So both at-bats to start the first inning, both go full.
Yeah. The payoff pitch. That's fouled straight back, and it looks like they're just going to do the same thing.
Yeah, this is not a replay. It's the bottom of the inning this time, not the top. But
Except,
we're doing
expect
very similar things.
Expect 4 more after it. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. That's inside. Oh, no, he calls strike number 3 on a pitch that looked well inside, and the crowd does not agree with that. But Gavin Roy will go down for a leadoff strikeout. It'll bring up the left fielder, Matt Priest. Priest hitting .278 on the season. Played in 14 games, started 10 of them. And in 36 at-bats has gotten 4 runs, 10 hits, and 6 RBIs. First pitch shows bunt, pulls back, ball number 1.
Good call on his part. Fastball down low and inside. Even if he made contact with that, that's either going foul or a very easy play to first for the catcher.
The 1-0 pitch to Priest, and he's going to skyrocket that. Pops up left center field. Left fielder gets under it. Oh, he lost it in the clouds, but he does track it down as Priest rounds second base for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down for Max Hartman.
In the blink of an eye, 2 outs for Washington State.
Penn's cover had trouble over there in left field trying to find that one, but the gray clouds ended up not being too big of a problem for him. First pitch to Hartman. That's outside for ball number 1. Hartman spent his offseason preparing for the MLB draft. Ended up coming back at WSU, hoping that he can have a stellar season to raise that draft stock. Whoa.
And add another Cougar to the ranks of Major League Baseball one day.
Up there with Manzo as ball 2 finds its way. A 2-0 count for Hardy. Laces it center field, going back as the center fielder. He's at the wall, jumps. It's going to be off the glove. Hartman's going to second base, rounds to third. The throw into third, and Hartman's going to get into third standing. A 2-out triple for Max Hartman. Mr. Canada doing it again.
All of a sudden, runners in scoring position for Washington State. And how about this? This is game number 20 on the year.
Yep.
The 4th triple for Max Hartman this season.
No one better to do it. That'll bring up Ollie Obenauer, the third baseman.
And a great chance to break this tie in the first inning.
Now, this is the part of the lineup where WSU's hitting does tend to kind of drift off. So hoping that the home crowd can get the rest of the lineup into it and keep the momentum going with 2 outs. First pitch, that's foul, back for strike number 1.
Little late on that one, little low too. Just tips off the very top of the bat and heads very quickly back to the backstop.
Hartman staring down home plate. Base hit scores him and puts the Cougs on the board. The 0-1, a chopper down third base line. That's going to go to the dugout foul. 1-1 goes the count.
Well, with the way the wind is blowing in towards the right field side, if we have no wind, I think that one, Max Hartman triple, might have given him 1 extra base and left the yard.
Yeah, that went right off the top of the wall. He almost hit that 400 feet. A chopper back to the pitcher. He's going to get back to it. Hartman hits home. The throw to first is going to be just in time. So Hartman's going to be stranded on third. Promising bats from the Cougs. Still nothing as we go to the top of the second. You're listening to KUGR Radio, the student voice of the Palouse. Back here in the top of the second inning, it's going to be Dominic Chacon leading off for the Lopes. First pitch from Lewis, that's going to be grounded out to second base. And the throw to first in time, took an extra quick step on that one. But first out, first pitch, ground out.
Hoping to help his pitch count a little bit. Nick Lewis needed 25 to get through the first. Already got one out in the second, one pitch in.
Kyler Northrop there at second base making the stop. It's Northrop at second, Thien behind the plate. Shornsby at first. As the next pitch will be, catches the inside zone for strike number one. Dustin Robinson in right field. Obenauer at third base. Hartman in center as that one's lifted out to right field. Chasing after it. It's going to drop. Going for second base is Chacon. The throw in will be cut off, and he'll have a stand-up double. The second double of the day for the Lopes.
Dustin Robinson playing very left in right field. Did not have the speed. I don't think he was ever going to get to that one based on where he was starting. I just dropped that one right down the line. No chance of a play on that one, and there's a runner on second base.
Brings up Gunnar Penscover, the left fielder for the Lopes today. Got a man on second with one out. Cougs looking to dig themselves out of a spot here. First pitch, he'll watch low for ball number one. Now, when Lewis went to his off-speed stuff towards the end of that first inning, it was working, and he was getting guys swinging. Next pitch, inside, just misses him for ball number two.
Yeah, a little bit too inside there. Penscover needed to jump out of the way for that one. That one came in quick.
Or baseball players just dramatic. No, I'm playing. The 2-0 count, that's just going to stay in for ball number three. Lewis struggling with his location on this one.
I don't know. If some coming at me that fast, I think I'd jump out of the way as well.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're up here and they're down there.
Exactly. That's the reason. That's the reason
no. We both have the same athletic ability.
Oh, I'm sure.
3-0 pitch. That one's going to be high, and it'll be a 4-pitch walk to put two men on here in the second inning.
4-pitch walk, dotting around the strike zone, but couldn't get one in.
Troy Sanders.
Brings up Troy Sanders. Hitting just over 250 on the season, with men in scoring position and one on first. A double play gets the Cougs out of a sticky one here. We'll see if we can get something going.
Lewis trying to get one on the ground here, you have to imagine.
Come set. Here's the delivery. Looks back at second. And he's just, we said he was nailing the inside pitches. He's not really nailing the inside fastballs on the plate, though. He keeps missing way inside.
Obenauer on that last pitch playing very shallow at third base. He's looking to make a play down the line, but a blooper over his head is going to get down.
That one will find the zone for strike number one. A 1-1 count now.
Wind dying down a little bit, but still a persistent light wind out to right field.
This one lifted center field. Hartman settles underneath it and will keep runners where they are. And that's a big sigh of relief if you're Nick Lewis.
It absolutely is.
Hartman, 2 fly balls so far today. They're liking him out there in center. Brings up Max Charles, the center fielder. Interesting enough, Charles hitting under 200 at 194.
194, but you have to imagine one hit here not only will score him a run, but bump up that average over 200.
Well, only one hit on the season so far for him. And that one's going to be lifted up center field. Looks like it'll be settled underneath by Roy at shortstop, and he will. 2 base runners on, but the Cougs find their way out through to get to the third out. We're going to the bottom of the second inning. Still 0-0. Back here in the bottom of the second inning, leading off for the Cougs will be the right fielder, number 21, Dustin Robinson. Robinson on the season, hitting 192, just with 10 hits, 2 runs. First pitch, low, ball number 1. Now, the Cougs did get a guy all the way to third base. That's the farthest runners made it today. Couldn't get him home, though.
That was a Max Hartman deep triple that rattled off the center field wall. Wind blowing in towards right field. We were theorizing a little bit ago that if the wind was not there, that might have just gotten over the top of the wall.
It hit the higher half of that wall for sure, as the first pitch is going to be fouled, or not the first pitch, the second pitch fouled off as the third one comes in. And that one's fouled just right off the top of the netting. Goes to a 1-2 count.
Almost sent that foul ball right where the first one was.
Right. Just catches the top of the netting, and it's there for a reason. A 1-2 count. Robinson looking to make up for a slight bloop out there in right field earlier, and he's going to hit that one up the second base gap. It's going to be a sliding stop, but he'll get there safe as no throw will be made.
Great sliding effort there by Senko, but picks up the ball and no throw far too late.
So
as a single for Washington State.
Leadoff base hit will bring up the designated hitter, Mason Perello. As we're approaching towards the end of the order, Perello hitting 6th in the lineup. Now with a man on first, second baseman playing pretty close to second. There's a big gap there along the first base side. As the first pitch, he'll watch for strike number 1. That 3-4 gap is wide open over there.
A lot of distance between first and second.
Here comes the next pitch. That one's low inside for ball number 1. Evens up at 1-1. Now, what I love about a day like this is that it looks cold, but it's not. It's enough that we can wear these, be comfortable, still be scared of rain, but I think we're chilling for right now. It's just a slight little breeze, as this one's going to be lifted right center field. Both are converging on it, and it looks like it'll be the right fielder settling underneath it, that being Scalda Ferry for the first out. Brings up number 19, the first baseman, Ryan Shonsby.
Justin Robinson still leading off at first. Not at the moment. He's standing right on that bag.
Shonsby, the senior out of Long Beach, California. Hitting .231 so far this season. Big swing for strike number 1. And the steal attempt by Robinson will be caught. So just like that, a strike and now 2 outs, and you lose your runner.
Yeah, Robinson hesitates a little bit before he jumps. And I think as soon as that moment's thrown, he takes a glance back up at that ball coming in a second. I think he knew that he was in trouble.
Robinson now 2 for 4 on the season with stolen bases. And Shonsby finds himself in a 0-1 count. This one down the line, and it gets past the second baseman. And it'll be a base hit as they try and throw him down. Get back to the base on time. He will. So replaces the runner that was on first. Now another runner on first. You do have 2 outs now, and it brings up the catcher, Noah Thien.
That big gap between the first and second baseman, I think, was an attempt to avoid that sliding play with no throw.
Yeah.
Only to have the exact same thing happen again for Grand Canyon.
So Thien will step in, the number 8 hitter. First pitch to him. Watches it. Strike number 1. Now, something that this coaching staff for the Cougs have been trying to emphasize is, waiting, working counts, identifying pitches. How important is pitch identification in this situation, as that's a ball outside?
Well, pitch identification is huge in baseball. If you don't know what's coming and you can't really figure it out as it's coming to the plate, you're not going to be able to time it up. You're not going to have enough power. And oftentimes, if it's a fastball and you're sitting slow, that thing's going to blow right past you, as it does right there.
A big swing and a miss from Thien, and he looked like he wanted every piece of that ball, just couldn't quite make contact. Brings the count to 1-2 with 2 outs. Still scoreless here in the game, bottom of the second inning.
Unsurprisingly, after the caught stealing by Dustin Robinson, Ryan Shonsby not really threatening much a three-step leadoff from first base from him.
Next pitch, foul tip into the glove of the catcher, and that will be strike number 3. Still scoreless. Another runner left on first. Well, another runner left on base as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. WSU 0, GCU 0.
And that last pitch looked like less of a swing and more of a defensive action. That ball coming inside. He wants to get that out of there.
It did look like a samurai pitch. We'll be right back here on KUGR. As we get ready for the top of the 3rd inning, we got 2 innings down. Charlie, what are you seeing from the WSU bats? We're able to get people on base, but what are you seeing at the plate that's limiting runs from coming home?
Well, it seems like they've only been able to get 1 or 2 hits. I think that steal decision, I understand it, just did not get the jump they needed for Washington State. It's about chaining hits together. If 1 triple is not going to help you, 3 singles will get you a run, but 1 3-bagger is not going to get you much of anything.
Brings up the leadoff man, Jake Senko. First time around, flew out to shortstop to Gavin Roy as he'll watch strike number 1 across the plate. For the first pitch of the at-bat, 0-1 is the count. Senko, their big bat, as that one's going to be fouled down back on the right field side. Quickly goes 0-2.
Up until you said where that went, I'm looking like, is this thing coming for us? Or
No,
not?
right.
Way away. I didn't see the pitch there.
0-2 is going to be a high. Thien has to come to his legs, and it'll be 1-2. Probably looking for something off speed here to fool the bat. The pitch. Last minute, chop down third base. It's going to be fielded by Obenauer. Gets it over to Shawnsby in time for the 5-3 put out.
It had to be fast, and it was. 1 down.
Batting the catcher.
Brings up the catcher, Mito Perez. Had a nice snag to end the bottom half of that 2nd inning off the Thien foul tip. Last time around, did make his way onto base with a double. Ended up getting stranded there. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle, strike number 1. And it's windy here, folks.
And for Grand Canyon this is their first time up here, first time in Pullman, and first series for Mountain West play for them.
That's true. Coming up as the 2nd pitch is a ball.
Speaking of wind, it's a whirlwind in college athletics. Teams moving all up and down.
This one down the right field line. Robinson gave chase, but it lands on top of the indoor baseball facility.
And Washington State knows that better than almost anybody else. New Pac-12 coming together next year. And for baseball, Dallas Baptist joins up with the new Pac-12.
And Gonzaga.
And Gonzaga as well.
Next pitch. That's going to catch him looking for strike number 3.
And he does not like it.
No, he does not. Mito Perez arguing with the umpire. And he's pleading for his case. The umpire calls timeout. We're going to see if they go to... What are they looking at?
For now, that's the 2nd strikeout of the game for Nick Lewis, but we're going to see what's going on here.
I say it stands, but the Grand Canyon coach over there is pleading his case for dear life. If the strikeout stands, it'll bring up Billy Scaldaferri, which I think it will. It doesn't seem like these umpires are going to move on that decision there, Charlie.
Does not sound like they are going to.
So 2 up, 2 down so far in this one, as Perez will go sit down.
Speaking of the umpires today, Heath Jones behind the plate. First base umpire Neil Turner shared a flight with him last night.
Oh, yeah?
Way back to Pullman. Had a great conversation with him about the state of college baseball. I see him down there on the right field line.
Nice. Well, Scaldaferri steps in, struck out his first time around, as he'll watch ball number 1 down and low.
Dennis Smythe at second, and Toby Basner at third rounds out your umpiring crew for this weekend.
How long did you guys talk for?
Well, the flight out to Pullman, not very long, so we talked about for about 45 minutes, talked a little bit of the baggage claim, and we went our separate ways. We find ourselves both at the ballpark here today.
Well, there you go. Next pitch is a ball low and away. So 2-0 the count from Lewis. Next one, that's going to be ripped down to shortstop. Roy stops it, gets up, the throw over to first base. Is it time? 3 up, 3 down goes the Cougs in the top of the third. We'll go to the bottom of the third, and the Cougs look to draw some blood here on KUGR. Bottom of the third inning here from Pullman, Washington. It'll be the second baseman, Kyler Northrop, leading off for the Cougs. Cougs have been able to get some hits on the board. They got 3 so far, and the defense has been playing rather well for the Cougs today.
When you look at defense, Grand Canyon first in conference in double plays, 15th in the nation, and 2 out plays. Defensively, they're phenomenal, but we've had a defensive game so far.
Northrop watches it outside for ball 1. I mean, we were mentioning defense and limiting runs has been the Cougs' Achilles heel so far this season, and they've been doing a good job so far today, as this one's going to be lifted out right side and goes foul right off of the little scoreboard out there right in front of the baseball facility.
They got a protective screen over that one for a reason. Don't need any issues with the scoreboard.
Good insurance out there. 1-1 is the count. Next pitch from Guerrero. We'll find the zone for strike number 2. A 1-2 count before the lineup will flip over. Gavin Roy on deck. He did strike out his first time up, and uncharacteristic from the big hitter. This one lifted center field, and settling underneath it and making the catch will be Max Charles. So 1 up, 1 down so far in the inning as the lineup does turn over. Number 6, Gavin Roy will step into the plate, the shortstop.
Well, we've been making comparisons about how similar these two teams are. Well, both center fielders named Max Charles, Max Hartman. We keep finding connections. We'll keep doing that for the rest of this game.
Yes, we will. And both Maxes getting some action out there in center field so far in this young game.
Well, if you're talking about defensive action, Gavin Roy, a shortstop for Washington State, has been all over the place, and he's up to bat there.
Shows bunt and pulls it away as the ball bounces off the top of the glove of Perez. So 1-0 is the count. Roy struck out on 7 pitches. Was able to foul off a couple there at the end, but ultimately fell victim looking. Next pitch, down the middle, strike number 1.
Well, and after a very slow first inning, a couple of very long at-bats, the pace of this game has very much sped up.
It definitely has, as we're just about to hit 35 minutes played, almost 40. Next pitch, chopped down third baseline, and that'll go foul.
Off to the home dugout.
Looking to see somebody make a play over there. Interesting little connection for me here at this game. Tommy Richard, the coach for WSU, I'll coach at the Springfield Drifters, team that I worked for over this summer, as this one's going to be lifted over the first baseman's line, and it's going to just drop foul. That was right on the line, but you could see it right off.
Well, you hate to blame the wind on that one, but I think it might have had something to do with it.
I think it might.
Just that way. Game of inches, and I think that might have been fair if we had a.
I would have to agree. He lifted it right over the head of the first baseman, and it dropped. Looked like it was going to drop fair and then go foul, but it dropped right past the line.
Both right fielders today have been very much playing the left side. There's been a gap
on
that. There's been a gulf essentially in that right side.
As this one's fouled straight back to keep the at-bat alive.
There's been a gulf in that left in the right side of right field down the line. Luckily for Grand Canyon, they did not need to make a play on that last pitch.
No, they did not. 1-2 is the count. Roy looking to get some offense going with one out. And he's going to lace that one into right center field. It'll drop for a base hit. And he's going to take off for two, testing the arm of Max Charles, and he gets in there, save. Hits the you can't see me. All right, John Cena, as Gavin Roy with a not leadoff, double.
Left fielder number 3.
That's the 4th hit of the game for Washington State. First double of the game. Max Hartman triples in the first. 2 straight singles. Dustin Robinson gets a single, then is caught stealing. Ryan Schonsby replaces him on first 2 at-bats later. And then they know a time strikeout ended the second inning, but another runner on for Washington State.
Brings up the left fielder, Matt Priest. Flew out to left field his first time around. With a man on second. He's going to lift that left field. That's high. That's back. And that is out of here. Matt Priest, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 3rd to put the Cougs on the board.
Well, I was saying they need to find their power at home. He jumps on the first pitch. It was the only one he needed. He gives that one a ride out to left field. And all that Penscover can do is watch that one sail over the wall, and Washington State takes a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd.
First runs scored of the season for the Cougs. First home run of the season for the Cougs. And who better to follow that up than Max Hartman? Had a triple his first time around, and he's going to look to one up as he just barely missed a home run there in center field. He's going to probably try and look to get one over the right or left field wall. First pitch, he'll watch for ball number 1. Not Hartman. Woo. Priest's first home run as this one's lifted left field. Hartman, same spot. It's going to be a jumping catch as he runs into the wall. A good play there by Gunnar Penscover. And Hartman just almost got one out of there again.
Well, you can see the fans. They thought that one was going out for a second. They thought they were going to go back to back. That one did not quite have the power on it. Lifted that one not quite enough, and that one dies out there right by the warning track. Great play out there in left field.
Great hitting it. Great contact by Hartman. Just couldn't quite get it there. It'll bring up Ollie Obenauer. First one he'll watch high inside for ball 1. Hit a chopper back up to the pitcher and grounded out in a 1-3 put out. Last time around, that ended the first inning. The 1-0 count. Rips that one, gets over the head of the shortstop, drops in center field for another base hit. Puts another man on and gets it ready for Dustin Robinson. A great piece of hitting there by Ollie Obenauer.
Obenauer with a single. And what I was about to say about Max Hartman was the fact that as unfortunate as it is for a baseball team, for its fans, for a hitter to have a ball that goes that far fall into an outfielder's glove, it means good things for the team. It means they're seeing the ball well, they're reading the pitcher well, and they've gotten their offense going here in this bottom of the 3rd.
Even when they've fallen behind, that's only the second out. First pitch, that's going to be grounded up to second base. It's going to be a glove flip to short, and that will end the inning. Cougs draw blood with a 2-run home run from Matt Priest, scoring him and Gavin Roy. As we'll go to the top of the 4th inning. Charlie will be taking over for play-by-play for the following 3. You're listening to KUGR Radio, the student voice of the Palouse.
Welcome back to Braley Brayton Field, top of the fourth. Washington State strikes first in the bottom of the third thanks to a home run out to left field by Matt Priest. But Grand Canyon looking to get some runs on the board themselves. Billy Scaldafury up. First pitch swinging. That one fouled back by the back over to the backstop. 0-1 the count. No balls, 1 strike.
Cougs now averaging 2 hits per inning so far in this game with 6. GCU just still stuck at 2. Couldn't get anything in the top of the third.
They've gotten runners on, just haven't done anything with it. Second pitch, too high. Count will even add a ball and a strike.
Lewis doing his thing, keeping control of the game. Haven't gotten anybody across the plate. Only 2 hits given up. He's having a pretty good game. His pitch count, though, is getting up there.
That one does not find the zone. 2-1 the count now. Nick Lewis started a little slow, but has gotten in a rhythm. In the last couple innings, he looks in. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one does find the zone. Bottom edge, count will even itself back up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that's what you like to see, is that him not stepping down in that 2-ball count.
Calm, cool, and collected. Here's the pitch. That one struck. That one's going to get down. Hartman giving chase, and that's going to be a leadoff single. Thinks about going 2, thinks better, and walks back to first. So Billy Scaldafury with a lead-off single for Grand Canyon.
Yeah, Peary now on first base.
That brings up the first baseman.
Designated hitter.
That will bring up the designated hitter, Carcone. Charcone, first pitch to him. He checks his swing. Ball in the strike zone anyway. 1 ball. No balls, 1 strike. The count to the designated hitter from Scottsdale, Arizona. Peary leading off of first. That ball way outside. Lewis did not find the strike zone on that. Count 1-1.
First time up to the plate, Chacon grounds out to second base. A ball that way would result in a double play and would make the Cougs feel a lot better about their situation.
That one rifled but ripped way foul. That one hits off the netting and finds its way into the Cougar dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. The count to Chacon.
And this is exactly where Nick Lewis wants him. He wants to get ahead in the count. Gives him a little bit comfortable and room to work with.
Peary leaning off of first. Lewis will step off the mound, fire a pitch quickly over to Shawnsby, but nobody there.
Apologies.
Lewis looking in, the 2-1, fires back over to first again. Making sure.
Really checking on him over there, yeah.
Making sure that Peary does not go anywhere.
We've already seen a couple guys reach second base.
Well, and Cannon Peary 4 for 4 on stolen bases, so Nick Lewis making sure he does not go 5 for 5.
Right.
1-2. Does not find the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grand Canyon with a leadoff hitter as they find themselves down 2-0 here in the top of this 4th inning. Wind starting to pick up a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Couple of gusts. The 2-2 does not swing, and the count goes full.
Looked like he wanted to take a swing at that. And this is going to be the first full count since the 3rd batter of the day for WSU. There's been full counts.
Dominic Chacon, the senior from Scottsdale, able to work this count full as he looks to get himself on base as well. Here's the pitch from Lewis, and he strikes him out, blows the fastball right by him, his 3rd strikeout of the game.
And that's huge for confidence if you're Nick Lewis. You're getting towards those middle innings. He usually goes about 4 or 5 innings. Now here in the top of the 4th, able to get another strikeout.
So that brings up Jose Lopez. He doubled in the 2nd inning. Double here would most likely, with the speed of Peary, score him from first. Here's the 0-0. That one hit down the line. Obenauer thinks about a play, but that one goes far foul. Third base coach having to get out of the way of that one.
You know, and that's exactly what Nick Lewis wants. He wants to hit him into these foul zones. He wants to at least try and find the zone.
Shawnsby standing on first base, and they were going to have another throw over. I was mentioning that because I thought he might step off and fire down to first. That's the 3rd time. Still nothing doing there. No balls, 1 strike to Lopez. Here's the pitch. That one struck well. Robinson going back. going back, and it gets over his head. That's going to be a double and maybe more. That could score a run. Perry's going to hold up at third, and that's going to be a resounding double for Jose Lopez. His second hit, his second double of the game.
Now, he did a belt celebration. Do I have to be the one to point out that the score is 2-0?
The score's 2-0, but 2 runners in scoring position for Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
It's
just an interesting celebration to choose when you're down.
Dustin Robinson thought that ball was going to land far shallower than it actually did. So with a great chance to put a couple on the board, that brings up the left fielder, Gunnar Penscover. That one struck pretty deep. Going back is Robinson, still going back. He makes the catch. But that's going to score a run as Cannon Perry will trot home from third. Score now, Washington State 2, Grand Canyon 1.
You know, that's a great play there by Dustin Robinson. We saw him miss one out there in right field a little bit earlier in the game, and he did a great job tracking that one down over his shoulder, securing the ball. Obviously, you give up a run, but 1 run rather than 2 or, 3 in that case, that could have been. I'll take it.
Penscover gets the job done and puts a run on the board for the Grand Canyon Antelopes. So that brings up Troy Sanders, the shortstop, hitting .254 so far this season. He has 1 runner on. That is Jose Lopez still standing at second. 0-0. The count, first pitch of this at-bat. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1.
Thien liked the location on that one. It looks like they just missed their spot.
Just missed very little lead from Lopez at second base. Unpredictable wind gust, the 0-1, 1-0. Now 1-1.
Does get it there.
2 gone, 1 on, 2-1 ball game. Washington State still leads thanks to a third inning home run by Matt Priest. And Nick Lewis will step off.
Pitch count got all the way down to 2 there. Had to make a decision on where he wanted.
Had to make a decision, decided to step off. The 1-1. Takes a glance over at second. Here's the pitch. Chopped. Gavin Roy is going to have to hurry up for this one. Fires over to Shonsby in time for the third out of the inning. Grand Canyon, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 left on. Washington State will look to get that lead back up to 2, maybe more. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR. Welcome back to Bailey Brayton Field on a windy, cloudy day here on the Palouse. Mason Priello, the designated hitter, up first. He flew out to right field. Washington State leading Grand Canyon here 2-1, leading the hit battle 6-2-4. First pitch in for a strike. 0-1 the count. Offense is definitely picked up.
Definitely a very productive inning last inning.
Priello goes down 0-2 after he fouls that one off.
And that's what the Cougs need. You just need a spark to get things rolling because This offense can snowball if they really try as we get to the middle area of that lineup.
0-2 to Priello.
Looks like it missed.
That one just high. He thought he struck out. He started to walk back to the dugout there. No, you're still up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Guerrero looking in, kicks, deals. Again, cannot find the zone. Count goes from 0-2 to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, I'll take it. If he doesn't want to throw his strikes, I'm not going to be the one complaining.
As we are here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Looking to set him down. Misses again. Fantastic work from the bat from Mason Priello. Goes from 0-2 in trouble to 3-2. Full count. And what a feat it will be from him to go from 2 strikes to 4 straight balls and get on base. Here's the payoff pitch. And he
There
does
you
just
go.
that. Mason Priello with a leadoff walk.
And it's things like that. It's those free bases that drives up the on-base percentage and in turn will try and help drive in more runs for the Cougs.
First walk given up by Guerrero today. And that'll bring up Ryan Shonsby. He singled in the 2nd inning, 1 for 1 so far today.
Guerrero sat at 43 pitches coming into this inning.
Shonsby stares that one in. Right decision there. That one is a ball. 1-0 the count.
Last time up, Shonsby able to get on first base.
Priello taking a decent-sized lead off. Here's the 1-0, 1-1 now. As that one's fouled off, skips off the Cougar logo, skips off the backstop.
And you know, if he sees a pitch that he likes, he already has a hit today. I'm going to trust him all the way through.
The senior from Long Beach, California.
Cougs were just down there in Long Beach.
Just down there, got a 2-game set, picked up both of those games. Fouled off again, same spot. Count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Both teams doing a good job fighting through innings and fighting through at-bats. They're doing a really good job selecting their pitches. There's been a good amount of action so far today.
1 on. That runner is Mason Priello, who just walked in the last at-bat. Washington State leading by 1. 1-2 pitch does not find the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Both pitchers are struggling at times to find the zone, but Nick Lewis has been able to find the strike zone a little bit more, keeping until last inning scoreless.
Well, early counts are so important as a pitcher. If you can lead even 1-0 or 0-1, that's so huge. As this is a dribbler, this could be 2. Then there's no play. It skips past.
It just went right through his legs. It was a high chopper. It bounced super high over the head of the pitcher. And it just looked like the second baseman, Sanko, just couldn't make the pick. Went right between his legs. Looked like he was trying to do a banana ball play there.
Jake Sanko not having a fun time out there. That's the 3rd ball hit his way. The 3rd ball that's gotten past him for a Cougar hit, Washington State.
And that will be ruled. We'll see if that'll be ruled an error on the Lopes. So the first error of the day. So Shonsby does not get credit for a hit, but he does get credit for getting on base at least.
And we'll see a mound visit here. They're not going to pull him. They keep Guerrero on the mound.
Well, that wasn't his fault. That was, pretty much completely on Sanko there.
Washington State's offense on a roll here. 2 on, nobody out. And that will set up the catcher, Noah Thiem, with a great opportunity to keep this train rolling. One thing about Pullman that people who come here will immediately notice, the defunct rail lines. Pullman named after the Pullman Rail Company out in Chicago. As they try to keep this offensive train, nothing defunct about it here.
No, there is not. And that's always been something that I really never understood, because a train line coming to Pullman would be very helpful. Trains faster than buses, and as someone who doesn't have a car, I take the bus to get back home. If there was a train going from, they're going to call a balk.
They're going to call a balk here. Previous pitch, Thiem tried to pull a bunt back, could not get it done in time. 0-1 the count, but now we have 2 runners in scoring position. A fantastic chance for Washington State to increase their lead. They lead 2-1 thanks to a Matt Priest home run, 2-run shot to left field.
Now 2 runners in scoring position. We'll see what Thiem can do here.
Still nobody out. The 0-1. swings through it, and he'll go down 0-2.
And that's one thing about the catcher is doesn't matter what he's swinging at. He has a big swing. He's always looking for contact.
Oh, he's looking for contact, and even something short on the ground. If you can find it in the right spot, that could score one.
Right.
Makes sense, right? He was trying to lay down a bunt there before the balk to try to do what that balk did, get runners in scoring position. That one's going to get by, running home, and he's going to get there, and a run scores. Mason Triello speeds home, and it's now 3-1.
And another error for the Lopes just comes to backstab them. That one, a wild pitch. And I don't know if you were watching there, but the catcher, Mito Perez, just kind of walked to the backstop like he didn't understand that there was a man running home. By the time he turned around, pitcher was just getting to home, and it was a clean slide there for Pirello.
Nothing in time there. Along with that, Ryan Shonsby able to sneak over to third. The 1-2 count to the catcher Thine. Here's the pitch, way up high, almost. He saw that thing come in at eye level. Count will even itself at 2-2.
Fine, despite being a big swinger, able to work the count, able to stay comfortable. Would love to see him get something into play and score the man on third as the Cougs now up 3-1.
Stoppage and play. Catcher and umpire having a short conversation here. 3-1, Washington State lead. Dean steps back into the batter's box.
Infield playing way in.
The 2-2, and he will swing through that. Down he goes.
And that's just the first out of the inning. Cougs have a man on third with only one out.
Number 5.
One gone, third strikeout of the game for JT Guerrero. And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter to second baseman, Kyler Northrop. Very slow start to the year for him behind the plate. He's looking to make some big changes here as Washington State returns to Pullman. And that one's drilled out to left field. That one's going to ricochet off the wall. That's going to score Ryan Shonsby, and that's a double for Kyler Northrop. Washington State is rolling offensively, and it's now a 4-1 ball game. And some big trouble here for Grand Canyon. It's now the top of the lineup. Comes right back up for Washington State, and it is Gavin Roy, who's been on a tear to start the year, who's up next for the Washington State Cougars.
That is a huge hit there from Kyler Northrop. Flew out to center field his first time up, needed to get something going, and that's an example of the later half of this lineup coming to life, something that they haven't been able to do, but really, really need in order to win these games.
And they've done it with a double and a walk. That was the big damage. That's how they got those 2 runs in.
Roy will take strike one. Last time around in the third, was able to score on that Matt Priest home run.
Tries to throw down a bunt, and he gets drilled. He will walk over to first.
So GCU and Guerrero just handing out free bases here in the 4th inning. It's first come, first serve.
Well, no pain, no gain. He'll probably doing that one, but he gets to stand on first because of it.
Especially laying down that bunt, you're already pretty square with the plate. There's not much movement to get out of the way, as it looks like there will be a mound meeting here. I don't see anybody warming up in GCU's bullpen yet, but this might be a chance to get someone out there and ready.
Yeah, just a quick talk, calm him down, allow him to get set, allow him to do what he does best. Runners on first, runners on second.
Guerrero sitting at a 62 pitch count here in the 4th.
Northrop on second, Gavin Roy on first, as Washington State tries to build on their 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th.
And as they continue this meeting, we'll take a quick break. Wait for them to come. Oh, nope, there it is. They'll come back right now.
Waited a little too long.
Yeah, right. Now this is exciting. Matt Priest coming up to bat. If you'll remember, last inning got that big home run to left field, scoring him and Gavin Roy and putting the Cougs on the board for the first time. The Cougs now able to follow that up with another 2-run inning of their own.
He's looking at Priest looking to add on.
I almost got fooled. The third baseman coach over there looks like a runner in scoring position.
He'd be very out of position. Nothing. First pitch of the at-bat. That one is hit on the line. It's going to be a close play at first. And he didn't get there. He didn't get there, and the bases are now loaded. Matt Priest able to just get that out runs.
What
Period.
speed? I mean, you get the home run and loads the bases for Max Hartman. Who else do you want with the bases loaded?
And that's just a miscommunication on that one. Pitcher has to cover first there. Guerrero tries to get over there. Peary a little too slow with that little flick over to first. And all of a sudden, bases juiced. Nowhere to put them.
Except home.
Except home. And for Washington State, they have to, their dugout and their fans here in Pullman have to have the biggest smile on their face. Bases loaded. And up to the plate. The center fielder, their superstar, Max Hartman.
As the Macarena will start playing. What are they looking at?
They may be taking a look at that play at first. It was very close.
It looks like they might. The umpire's on the phone over there.
Yeah, new this year. There is no going back into the bowels of the stadium to take a look. They have a guy. I think down in Sacramento. I was talking about this on the flight.
Oh yeah. Please do.
They were saying that there's a new system this year. They have a guy down in Sacramento can see every game at so many angles, more than the broadcast, more than we can.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They have a guy on the phone that they're talking to right now who saw every possible angle of that play.
Now, what did you see on that one? Did it look like he was? It was a very, very, very close play.
It looked very close. I always take a look at what the players say even before the call, and I'm going to say that I think he's safe on that one. And the reason I'm saying that is Cannon Peary, the first baseman, he slams his glove off his knee after the end of that play.
Oh, so you're picking up on his cues there.
Even before the umpire ruled safe, I think he knew that was safe. But we'll see what the call is. Umpire's taking a few minutes to look at this one.
Now, how helpful is that green safety bag down the first and I believe third base line, especially in plays like that?
For very close plays, it can be helpful, but given the position of that one, I don't know how helpful it's going to be given the angles that the runners were coming at. Well, we'll have to see. Umpires still having a short discussion here.
Well, as they wait for that call, we'll take a quick break, and we'll deliver you the information when we get it. You're listening to KUGR Radio. Looks like they're coming back with a decision. As one of the tallest umpires I've ever seen makes his way back.
And they were going to reverse that call. They're going to flip, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Matt Priest now ruled out at first.
Still gives two base runners in scoring position for Max Hartman. So it'll end up a fielder's choice.
So that brings up Max Hartman. Goes for a practice swing. Bat Oh, they're going to intentionally walk him.
Oh, interesting.
Max, I was going to say, it looks like the bat slipped out of his hands. Not exactly sure what happened. He was taking his batting gloves off as he
You know-
makes a try at the first. So that will load the bases.
In this situation, I don't exactly blame them.
But it'll be an intentional walk of Max Hartman. That brings up Ollie Obenauer with the bases juiced.
Obenauer got a single his last time around.
First pitch. Just high for ball one.
And it seems like GCU's is scared of the starting of this WSU lineup. They really want to force it to the later half, but they've been doing a good job swinging the bat too.
Guerrero finds his zone this time. Count goes even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And we're almost all the way through the lineup. It was Mason Perella leading off, and we're only 2 batters away from that.
They could get all the way around. The 1-1 to Obenauer blows the fastball by him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now,
Big swing from Obenauer there. A Noah Thien swing.
absolutely. Two down, 3 on. The 1-2, and Obenauer sat down. So Washington State, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 runners left on base, and they will take a 4-1 lead into the 5th inning. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR, the student voice of the Police. Getting set here for the top of the 5th inning here at Bailey Brayton Field here in Pullman, Washington. Washington State leads Grand Canyon 4-1. It'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters up for Grand Canyon. And it'll be the center fielder, Max Charles, up first. First pitch from Nick Lewis, who is still on the mound, is a called strike 1.
Yeah, you just watch that one go in. This game has been the perfect mix of action, of lull.
Fires quick. That one, a dribbler on the line. Obenauer picks it up, but he picks it up foul.
It's a mix of those things, but it's also been a pretty fast-paced game. That last inning was really the longest inning we've had. We're just about an hour and 10 minutes into this game, and we're already in the 5th inning.
Charles, a high pop out to short last time out. 0-2, that one hit well, and I think that's going to hit off the scoreboard. No, it clears the scoreboard. Good distance, but far foul, and the count stays at 0-2.
Yeah, he's aiming the wrong way.
He might blame that one on the wind. It is blowing that way. The 0-2 hit out to third. Obenauer scoops it up, fires over to first, and Charles set down, 1 out. Top of the 5th, Washington State still leads 4-1.
Charles indeed is not in charge in that one. Beautiful play there. And that was really a desperation swing by Max Charles there. He really decided until the last minute to rip that one down the third base line.
So the order then flips. It'll be Jake Senko up for the 3rd time today.
0-2 so far.
And he will watch that first pitch in outside, ball 1.
It's going to hurt his batting average a bit. Probably bringing him under 400.
And that one outside again, ball 2. We're seeing a couple of very quick pitches here from Nick Lewis, not letting that pitch clock tick down at all.
And I love it. It's giving Max Scherzer.
That one finds the zone. 3 pitches into the at-bat, 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here on the top of the 5th.
You remember? Oh, I'll tell you the story. We'll go over that after.
swings through the fastball count, relieving itself at 2-2.
Lewis is just throwing so fast, I don't have time to get a story in.
Lewis is just powering these pitches.
It's like,
in.
do you remember the first spring training they implemented the pitch clock and Max Scherzer was doing everything he could to mess with it?
I do. Lewis looking to set him down. That one, a high foul ball way back there. That might have hit the Taylor Sports Complex.
I remember back when that was the big bubble complex before they built the Taylor Sports Complex. It was always fun to see a baseball bounce off that thing.
Senko, that one, another foul ball back. Definitely a lot less power. That one will just hit off the backstop.
No, he got lucky he made contact with that because that easily could have been a swing and a miss to sit him down.
Still 2-2 to Senko. Nick Lewis slowing down a little bit, but not by much.
I mean, he's pretty much throwing as soon as it gets to 15. This one
Stares him down.
at 12 is the longest it's been.
Fires inside. Count goes full.
He's just having fun out there.
That one skims off the dirt. Full count. That one fouled off again. A screamer down the line.
Grand Canyon really liking to put balls outside of play. But
Count will stay full, and Nick Lewis's pitch count is starting to get up there.
yeah, it is. We'll see who goes to the bullpen. I don't see anybody up and moving around. Oh, yes, I do. I can't see a number, but there is some activity over in the WSU
Full
bullpen.
count again. That one rifled down the line. A leaping play at third base. Nothing doing there for Ollie Obenauer, and that is a solid double.
I mean, a good attempt by Obenauer to try and get that ball down, but it just gets right past him out into left field. And at that point, you just got to see if you can keep the man at second and don't let him get a third. That's your biggest concern after that.
Well, you were talking about his batting average going down. He might have heard you on that one as he rockets a double down the line.
Hey, 1 for 3. What can you say?
So his average, if that's how he finishes, his average would go down. 403 coming into this game.
I think right now it showed 381 when he was at
So
bat.
that'll bring up Mito Perez, the catcher. First pitch to him. Could not get the bat off his shoulders on that one. Strike one.
Perez struck out last time. Remember, he had threw a little bit of a fit there. He did not like that call.
Double and a strikeout looking. He got the manager involved. That was in the third inning. Perez, that one struck pretty decently out to center field, but shallow. Hartman will settle under that one for a routine flyout. And now there are 2 down in the inning, with Senko still standing at second.
I believe that's going to be the third ball that gets hit out to Hartman on the day. So he's getting his activity out there, even if he hasn't gotten much going on the bat.
So that'll bring up the right fielder, Billy Scaldeferi.
0 for 2 on the day, too. He was the first strikeout victim of Nick Lewis on the day, and then last time he was up in the third, grounded out to shortstop.
He stares that first pitch in. Smart decision not to swing. Ball 1.
First time around, was able to work the count full last out, grounded out on a 2-0 count.
That one way inside, almost clips his knees. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down. 1 runner on. That is Jake Senko leading off a second. Washington State leads this ball game 4-1. Had scored 2 runs in both the third and the fourth. A flurry of a fourth inning for Washington State.
It has been an exciting one, almost getting through the entire lineup.
And that's another one ripped down the left field line, but fell.
As the Mexican hat dance gets played.
Nick Lewis looking to try to eat into his 5.13 ERA coming into this game. If he exits after this one without allowing anything else, he will see a reduction in his ERA. The 2-1 to Scaldeferi is smashed out to left field. Is it? That one is foul, but not by much.
About half of a foot outside of the foul line. Got very lucky. The Cougs defense got very lucky there.
I was starting to think I might have given a curse to Nick Lewis there, but no, that one just gets foul. Matt Priest had the play on that one in left. He was not going to be able to get that one before it got down, but he might have been able to fire that one back in fast enough to stop Jake Senko from scoring.
Incorporating the game so far, Lewis's ERA currently sits at a 4.65, so it has gone down from under that 5 number.
2's all over the place. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. Low and inside. Count goes full. And we are now seeing some action in the Cougar bullpen. You have to think this will be the last inning of play for Nick Lewis.
Yeah, Nick Lewis currently sitting at 79 pitches. Would be shocked to see him go into the 6th.
Full count from Lewis. A little dribbler right back to him. He picks that one up, fires it over to Shonsby for the third out of the inning. So 1 hit, no runs, 1 runner left on for Grand Canyon. And we believe that'll do it for Nick Lewis. A fantastic outing for him. 5 runs, only 5 hits, only 1 run allowed.
We'll see, and we'll go over his final stat line if and when he gets taken out.
Washington State has gotten 4 runs in the last 2 innings. They're going to look to add on here as we head to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Blues.
Dustin Robinson.
Washington State back up to bat here in the top of the 5th with a 4-1 lead. They've been limiting the damage. Grand Canyon's been getting runners on, but they have not gotten them across the plate.
Yeah, and interesting to see that JT Guerrero's still out on the mound for the Lopes.
The first pitch to Dustin Robinson, check swing, but they're going to say he went around, might have been in the strike zone anyway.
Now he's at 68 pitches, but at the beginning of the inning, and I'm sorry, but I have to do this, he was at 6-7.
Yes, I very intentionally did not mention his pitch count at the very beginning of the inning. I figured you might, but I was trying to avoid that exact thing, hoping, hey, maybe you can get one more pitch in here before he realizes.
Oh, I saw it immediately.
Oh, I'm sure you did. 1-1 now the count to Robinson.
Coach Choate going to take a sec, call him over, talk things over.
Robinson 1 for 2, singled in the 2nd.
Already gotten on base. So if you're Coach Choate, what are you saying right now? You got the middle infield is playing pretty far back there on the line going into the outfield, anticipating something. So if you're Robinson, what do you do? How are you approaching this pitch?
Well, it's about finding the gaps. 1-1. I would not be surprised if that conversation was about him laying down a bunt here.
You think so?
Third baseman playing very over to the right. There is a possibility of a shot down the line there. Let's see what he does. Here's the 1-1 to Dustin Robinson. And he will hold off. If I had a few more seconds there, I was going to suggest the other thing he might be telling him to do is lay off.
Yeah.
And he did. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I mean, make him pitch
Here's
to you.
The pitch from Guerrero. That one just finds the zone. 2-2 now the count. Washington State up 3 runs, only up 2 in the hit column. Washington State, the only difference on that scoreboard outside of that home run that gave him 2 is the Washington State's ability to get runners all the way around, as a big chop from Dustin Robinson does not find the ball, and he will be sat down.
Yeah, I believe that was a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. It's the second time that's happened to the Cougs today.
Designated hitter number 12.
Brings up Perella, though.
Guerrero, 5 strikeouts on the day. So that brings up Mason Priello, led off last inning.
Yeah, he started the scoring party in that inning.
And that one hit pretty well out to left field. It'll ricochet off the wall. And that looks like it's going to be a double for Mason Priello. Play at second base, but he is safe.
He tested him there, and that throw is a lot closer than they probably wanted it to be, but a base runner nonetheless, and a runner in scoring position for the Cougs with just 1 out.
Pens cover, great throw there from left field. Almost got him.
Yeah, definitely got lucky. That one just hitting off of the bottom of the wall out there in left field. If it takes a weird bounce, we could have seen him all the way to third base. So GCU playing that ball very well out there in the outfield.
Celebrate up Ryan Shonsby, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. First pitch of the at bat is a fastball right down the middle for a strike.
And Seansby, 1 for 1. He reached on an error his last time
That's
up.
right. That's right. It was the error at second base. Couldn't read my own writing there on, on my scorebook.
All good.
Priello, that one comes back.
Oh, if he hit it a little softer, I could have made that catch.
That gave us a scare right there. As that one will exit the ballpark,
Yeah, no, Seansby.
but exit the ballpark the wrong way, the exact opposite direction. Oh, two to
Seansby's-
Ryan Seansby, leading off of second is Mason Priello. 1 gone in the inning.
Seansby scored on that wild pitch last inning.
Guerrero takes a look back at second, fires in. That one is going to be called high, ball 1.
Looks like they're trying to get that outside part of the zone, but Guerrero just not able to find his location there.
And some movement now in the GCU bullpen as well. Guerrero taking a look back at Priello at second. Now he pitches. That one driven right through the gap between second and short. Priello's coming home, and there's not going to be a play. He will cruise on home. It is now 5-1 in favor of the Cougars.
Hit perfectly right between that 4-6 gap between the second baseman and shortstop. Nothing he could do about it, and the speed of Pirello just carried him home on this RBI single.
Ryan Seansby on a roll. Has been on first every at bat that he's been up. 2 singles and an error. And that'll bring up the catcher, Noah Thien.
Thien struck out both times, but after the score with a man on first, a little bit of oomph on the team. Let's see if he can do something here.
Guerrero looks in and fires outside, ball 1. 1 gone in the inning. Seansby the runner at first.
Thien able to work it to a 2-2 count last time he was up.
5-1 ball game. Washington State scored in 3 consecutive innings. Thien watches that one cross the plate for a strike.
Now, one thing about him is that he does have a very big, very powerful swing. So if he makes contact, just from what we've seen today, the swings that he's taken, if he can just make contact with that ball, he could do some mean things with it.
The senior catcher from DeWitt, Iowa. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Campbell leaving it a ball and strike.
Great awareness there by him. That was ball 2.
Large gap between second and short. That's how Seansby got on base, drilled it right into that gap, and he's going to take off. Thien will fly that one out to center, settling underneath it is Charles. He will make the play, and Seansby retreats to first.
And that's what I like to see. You know, he's getting better. You know, you strike out those first 2, then you finally make contact with that ball, get the ball in play. The way this game's been going, we're going to see him at least another 1 or 2 times. Hopefully he can translate that into some in-play ball.
It looked to me like a pretty low ball. Surprised he swung on that one. It was a very, very early jump from Ryan Seansby. 2 gone, Seansby still at first. Guerrero looking to get out of the inning.
Brings up Northrop. Got stranded at third base last time.
Kyler Northrop up now, and he will take ball 1. Seansby decent lead over at first. 5-1 your score. Here's the pitch. Northrop hits that right to short. Quick throw over to second, and that will do it for the Cougars in the 5th, and that'll do it for the 5th inning.
Still able to get a run across, though.
Yes, they are. And it'll be Grand Canyon coming up, and it will be Matti, Tenney up on the call. You're listening to KUGR, Student Voice of the Blues. Back up in the top of the 6th, Grand Canyon down 5-1 to Washington State here at Bailey Brayton Field. Very windy day. It'll be the first baseman, Cannon Perry, up, and he watches the first strike.
Nick Lewis still, I mean, you said, I also believe that would probably be the last of Nick Lewis that we saw, but he's still out here.
Washington State looking to avoid using their bullpen to as late in this game as possible. 3 games set. Want to keep your bullpen fresh. 1-1 now the count after the second pitch. Cannot find the zone.
Lewis now sitting at 87, and it's really been the rest of the Cougar defense also.
That one hit hard, well, foul. That one's going to end up in the hills.
You know, they've allowed 5 hits so far, but only 1 run's come across. His pitch count is getting up, but they're still producing. He hasn't really gotten himself in much of a hole that they haven't been able to dig him out of. I like the decision to keep him in for another inning.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And he will ring him up looking. Didn't even get the bat off his shoulders.
And that's why you keep him in. I mean, you got 2 or 3 arms warming up in the Cougar bullpen. So I do believe that this inning will be the last one we see of him, but he's not done yet.
He is dealing all 3 of his strikeouts. He's gotten them looking. That'll bring up Dominic Chacon, the designated hitter. 0 for 2 so far today. And he will take strike 1. For the first strike, 1 gone in this top of the 6th. Checks his swing, did not go around. 1-1.
Chacon 0 for 2 on the day. Before that strikeout, Peary was 2 for 3, 2 for 3, now 2 for 2. Skipped in the dirt.
That one does not find its way to the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
And it looked like Chacon wanted to swing at that one too.
Lewis's 4th pitch misses as well. 3-1.
Yeah, that one just got a little bit too inside on him.
3-1 pitch.
Did
he go around?
I looked like he went around to me, but they're not going to call it.
Heath Jones at home plate says he does not, and that's a walk over the first. So
46.
1 on.
You were talking about Jones' measurements. He's a large human being.
He very much is. It was part of my conversation with first base umpire Neil Turner. Shared a flight with him over to Pullman last night.
You said what, 6'8"?
Well, that's what he was saying. And this one driven way out to left field by Lopez. That one's going to clear the wall. You can hear the sound of the bat. That one is long gone. And Grand Canyon puts up 2 on the board. 5-3 ball game. And that was a long blast.
Yeah,
he
scores 2 there. It was going to happen eventually. And I wouldn't be surprised if... if there's one more hit, probably if we get another base runner, I'd probably assume that that'll be the end for Nick Lewis.
Left fielder number 21.
Nick Lewis up to 94 pitches, and that will bring up Penscover.
We'll see if they let him hit 100. First one's going to miss low, though.
First pitch misses low. 1-0 the count. Penscover the left fielder. That one hit back hard. It'll hit off the net and count will even itself at a ball and strike.
Before that 2-run shot, Penscover had the only RBI of the day with a sac fly that ended up scoring.
Third pitch of the at-bat, outside, ball 2. Nick Lewis kicks, deals that one. Fouled way back. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So GCU showing some fight in them.
Penscover steps out, comes back in. The 2-2 pitch. He will sit him down. First strikeout of the game swinging for Nick Lewis. His 4th strikeout of the game.
That gives the Lopes 2 outs.
Troy Sanders.
And that will bring up the shortstop, Troy Sanders.
Lewis just looking to try and get out of this inning as unscathed as possible. His ERA now reaching back over 5 at 5.06. Still down from where he entered the game.
Sanders takes a half-hearted chop at that one for strike 1.
So a little bit up and down. Mostly consistent from Nick Lewis. A little blip here at the end, but
Little blip as his pitch count now hits triple digits. That one in there just misses for a ball. Count evens at 1.
Sanders yet to get on base, 0 for 2 on his day.
The 1-1 takes an almighty hack at that one. Does not make contact. 1-2.
And I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but he's like fully extending his arms, and it's more of a sweeping motion than a swing.
He's batting with an oar out there.
Ah.
The 1-2 to Sanders. Hit to shallow center. Hartman calls off. He calls everybody off.
I'm Babe Hardy.
To end the inning. Everybody converges on him. Hartman able to make the play to end the inning. Grand Canyon, 1 hit, 2 runs. Nobody left on, and they cut into this lead. 5-3. Washington State will look to get those 2 runs back as we head to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KGR. Into the bottom of this 6th inning, Washington State still leads, but by less. 5-3 after Grand Canyon gets a 2-run home run to close down in that gap. We'll see a pitching change from Grand Canyon. Tommy McGuire now out of the bullpen. So the final stat line for JT Guerrero, 5 innings pitched, 9 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts.
Yeah, and Tommy McGuire on the season comes into this one with an ERA of 11, a whip of 1.89. He's 0-1 in his record. 6 appearances, 9 innings pitched, 16 hits allowed, 13 runs, 11 of them earned, with 12 strikeouts to just 5 walks.
It will be the 1-2-3 for the Washington State Cougars, Roy, Priest, and Hartman.
This is exactly where the Cougs want to be. You give up 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning. Now this is your chance to respond with the beef of your lineup.
McGuire standing very off center on the mound. Here's his first pitch. Finds the zone, 0-1.
1 for 2 on the day is Roy. Has reached base twice, 1 on a double. That's his 1 hit. And then also hit by a pitch back in the 4th inning his last time around.
Tries to lay down a bunt. Misses, and that's 0-2.
Now that's the exact same thing we saw him get hit by a pitch on. He was trying to bunt back then. Now this time it goes the other way for him.
McGuire looking in. Pitch clock running down. Here's the 0-2, way high.
Yeah, the opposite that we saw of Lewis. We saw Lewis trying to get that pitch out by at least 15 seconds. He let it all go all the way down to 3.
Yeah, there's an internal timer you got to imagine for pitchers. Just about not even just how long it is to you pitch, but how long you want to wait.
All right.
And that accelerates and that slows down throughout the game. The 1-2, weakly chopped. That might just work. Roy's going to be able to run that one out for a single.
You know, you saw him
play that went about 15 feet.
You know, you saw him try to bunt and got that strike. He got a bunt of some kind, a little bit of a swinging bunt there for him.
Left fielder number 3.
He won't care how he hit it. All that matters for him is that he's on first base.
Right. Brings up Priest. 1 for 2. 1 for 3 on the day.
And if you go back to the 3rd inning, he had 1 big blast that broke the 0-0 tie, gave the Cougars a 2-0 lead.
Scored him, and Roy has the opportunity to do it again. We could be seeing some deja vu.
pitch from McGuire. That one slides out of the zone. 1-0 the count.
And if you look at Priest's stance, he almost goes diagonally in the box. He has a really wide open stance. His front leg pretty far back as he gets into more of a squat.
Both pitcher and batter at a couple of weird angles. Here's the 1-0, make it 1-1 as he swings through that one.
No, you're right. McGuire's setting up on what's our right, but his left.
McGuire aimed less at his catcher and more at the back of the batter. Priest looks in. Not a huge lead off of first.
He's letting this pitch clock go down.
McGuire, pitch clock at 1, is able to get that one a wide swing from Priest. Nothing there.
And that was
very
that was almost a pitch clock violation there.
And if Priest made contact with him, I have a feeling that would have landed right where he's hitting the third inning did.
Yeah, probably.
he wasn't swinging for the fences. He was swinging for the moon on that one.
We can't even see the sky here.
The 0-1, a little dribbler back behind the plate. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Way to stay alive. You know, you're behind in the count, but you're still making contact to keep yourself in the at-bat. We've seen that Priest is a very productive bat. All we need is something in play here.
The 1-2. That one struck to short, could be 2. 6, 4. No play, and that one's going to go out of play and skip into the dugout.
And they're going to award third base to Gavin Roy. It was a hard slide into the bag, but it was a very fair slide.
So they get 1, but a disaster on the attempted double. It was going to be a real tight play.
Oh, yeah, Roy doesn't get the extra base. It's going to be Priest with the extra base.
But the pitch from the shortstop, Sanders just sails way wide.
That should be
Cannon Peary.
That should be the second error of the inning.
And you have to imagine there will be.
They haven't scored it yet.
So they'll bring up Max Hartman with a runner in scoring position.
So free base puts Priest on second. As it looks like GCU's coach is going to be talking to the umpire about that slide into second that Gavin Roy laid down, because honestly, that's what caused that throw to go so wild.
Well, we'll see what the composition is. Oh, and we're going to have everybody come in. All the Black Jackets converging.
We even got another guy on the phone out there.
We're going to have another guy on the phone. I don't think he has anything to do with this.
He's just standing in the third base coach's box. I don't know if are they going to look.
I'm not exactly sure what that is. We'll have to check up on what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume they're going to look at if that was a malicious slide. I don't even know if that's a call you can make after the fact.
I have to imagine double-digit hits.
Yeah.
For Washington State, that they get the 10th of the game off that single from Gavin Roy. And with that, we're going to have a decision.
They're going to go to review. I think they're going to look and see a runner's interference by Roy.
Well,
so they are going to look at that slide.
There's a lot of wind and quite a lot of music. I had no clue what he was saying, so I'm glad that you heard that. Well, with that, they're going to step aside and review this. We'll step aside as well. We'll be right back. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. So we have a ruling on the field, no runner's interference. So that will stand as an error. Gavin Roy still out, but Matt Priest stands now over at second base. And that'll bring up Max Hartman.
For the Cougars, center fielder number 23, Max Hartman.
I mean, you
One
got,
for two. He was intentionally walked last time up.
you got a man in scoring position, and that's exactly what Hardy likes. And even on the one that he got out on, that was a deep shot to left field that just got tracked down.
Nothing. A little dribbler right next to the mound, and that's going to be 2 down.
But it does advance the runner to third, so 90 feet closer to scoring.
That will get him a little bit closer.
Third baseman number 8, Ollie Obenauer.
So that brings up the third baseman, Obenauer, with a chance to increase this Cougar lead.
1 for 3 on the day is Obenauer. Grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. Did get a hit back in the third and then struck out in the fourth.
Clouds starting to darken a little over the skies of Pullman today. First pitch, outside, ball 1.
Haven't felt any rain droplets or any threat of rain so far, so
Not yet.
if they could just hold on until the end of this game, I'll take rain after. But
3.5 more innings to get through.
right.
Here's the pitch from McGuire. Hard chop from Obenauer. No contact. 1-1 now the count. 2 outs. 1 runner on. That is Matt Priest leading off a third.
And he wanted every inch of that, unfortunately, just not quite able to get it.
McGuire takes a glance over at third. The 1-1. Not in the zone. 2-1 now the count. 2 errors by Grand Canyon, and it's cost them.
It has. One of those errors costing her. Oh, I guess the wild pitch didn't count as an error, but Cougs did score on a wild pitch.
They did indeed. 2-1. Pitch clock at 4. That one does not find the zone either. 3-1.
And this Cougar crowd is big fans of this umpire crew.
Dustin Robinson on deck.
I wasn't sure because it did look like there was some contact on that slide, so I'm glad that they didn't call runner interference, but it could have gone either way for her.
That one just gets a piece of it for a foul, and the count goes full.
Obenauer fighting in this one. He's gotten this far. Why not keep it going, huh?
Priest 2-step lead off a third. Full count to Obenauer. Payoff pitch. Hit pretty well out to right field. And that one skips off the wall. It's going to get down. A run scores. And Obenauer slides into second base. And he is safe.
It's exactly.
A lot of deep shots here for Washington State. They get the lead back up to 6-3 in the bottom of the 6th.
And honestly, off the bat, that one looked weak. That one looked like it was going to drop in front of the right fielder, but it ended up going all the way down to the deep right wall.
Well, if you look at the trajectory of that swing, you look at the flags off to our left.
True.
I think you can figure out why that thing kept carrying. I keep mentioning the wind, but the wind helped them out there.
It definitely did. Puts another guy in scoring position, brings a man home.
And that will bring up Dustin Robinson. Obenauer leading off a second. That one struck pretty well into the gap in left center, and it gets down. It'll be a double. I couldn't see where that one went. Dustin Robinson wasn't sure if that one cleared the wall. I lost it with the Cougars on the right center field wall. That's going to be another run scores. Back-to-back doubles.
Back-to-back RBI doubles.
Back-to-back RBIs. Washington State. They had their lead cut from 4-2 back up to 4. Obenauer and Robinson getting the train rolling again, and that'll bring up the DH, Mason Braylow.
And this is exactly what the Cougs have been able to do all season. They've been able to get runs across. Obviously, they're above that 5.5 runs a game average right now at 7. And this defense has just been able to keep it to 3.
High pop-up, shallow into right field, backtracking for that one, unable to make the catch is Jake Senko. Meanwhile, while that was happening, good thing he made the play. Scalda Fury trying to come in, loses his shoe. He had to pick that one back up as he trudges back in. And we'll be right back for the Top of the 7th inning. You're listening to KUGR, the Student Voice of the Palouse, and on play-by-play, it'll be Matti Tenney.
Going into the top of the 7th inning here from Bailey Brayton Field. A new pitcher on the mound for the Cougs is number 11, August Ritchie. That'll do it for Nick Lewis. His final line on the day, 6 inning pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. 26 batters faced in 104 pitches on the day. Going into August Ritchie on the season, a 4.66 ERA, so one of the lower ones on the team, a 1.24 whip, 7 appearances on the season, 1 save, has pitched 9 2/3 innings, given up 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, and has 11 strikeouts to just 5 walks. So a strikeout machine that the Cougs need here in the middle. And we were talking about that San Diego State series where WSU was forced to go to the bullpen early. This was one of the guys that they wanted to throw a little bit more, but found himself earlier in the game, August Ritchie. So this is exactly who the Cougs want here in relief in the home opener. As it'll be Max Charles leading off for the Lopes. First one called strike number 1.
This Grand Canyon team has struggled a lot. Particularly, they've gotten runners on. They have 6 hits, half of Washington State's 3 runs, but they've not been able to string anything together except for that 2-run blast.
As Charles takes a big swing at strike number 2, quickly down 0-2. A great start today from Ritchie.
And he is moving fast. He's not letting that pitch clock get down to single digits.
That one goes a bit outside for ball number 1. Charles on the day 0-2. Popped up to Gavin Roy back in the 2nd and then last inning, in the 5th. A 5-3 ground out. Foul tip on that one. Keeps the at bat at 1-2.
Skips off the concession building.
We haven't seen many balls flying over there. They've mostly been going to the right side, so change of pace. Big swing and a miss for strike number 3. Dean drops it, lays down the tag, and it'll be a leadoff strikeout for August Ritchie, starting his day strong.
What a perfect pitch, too. That thing just all of a sudden drops away.
Second baseman
Resets the order. It'll be Jake Senko leading off. Senko, 1 for 3 on the day, had that double back in the 5th. As strike number 1 will be called to him.
Yeah, he had that double last time up. That looked like it could turn into something.
This one, he's going to lift center field. Hartman chasing after it. Settles underneath it at the wall for the catch. Max Hartman playing defense out there in center field in the no-fly zone.
Puts himself on the line, rattles off the wall, and the Cougar dugout. Hats off to Max Hartman. Great play there in center.
Quickly 2 outs there. I believe that's either his 4th or his 5th fly ball out there in center field. So they're giving him a workout as Mito Perez will step up.
A lot of F8s going into the scorebook tonight.
Perez started his night with a double, but hasn't been able to get anything going since as he watches ball 1 low.
Wind now shifting a little bit, going out towards right center field.
The next pitch is going to be hit right to second base. And a great play by the second baseman, Kyler Northrop. Getting down on his knees, but not letting the ball hit the ground. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Antelopes as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cougars lead 7-3. You're listening to KUGR Radio, the student voice of the Palouse. Welcome back to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cougars lead the Antelopes of Grand Canyon 7-3. And it'll be number 19, Ryan Shawnsby, leading off for the Cougs, the first baseman. Shawnsby last time up had an RBI single that ended up scoring Mason Perillo. Reached on an error, so he has 2 hits today. 2 for 2. First pitch, lifts it over the second baseman's head, and that's going to land in no man's land in shallow right center. Looked like he wanted to go 2, but Shawnsby stays at first. A leadoff single for the Cougs.
Matt Charles walk back, picks up his hat that got blown off.
It is windy. I don't blame him. We'll bring up Noah Thine.
I will bring up the catcher there.
He's 0 for 3 on the day. Was able to get a ball in play his last time up. A shot out to center field.
No, Ryan Shawnsby, 4 at-bats, has gotten up every single time.
Yeah, he has.
3 hits, 3 for 3, 3 singles, and
a bump
an error
by Fine goes straight up and is caught by the pitcher. McGuire there for the first out. As Fine just didn't quite get the angle he wanted and sent it straight up in the air. Gave the pitcher too much time to get there.
Yeah, you got to drive those down.
Brings up Kyler Northrop. Grounded out to shortstop his last time up.
The number 9 hitter.
As he throws back to try and catch Shawnsby sleeping. Gets back in time.
A little bit of surprise. Shawnsby did not take a leadoff whatsoever. He was a step away from the bag.
Well, it's a feeling. Once he commits, he can't really stop. Next pitch. That's going to miss for ball number 1, a 1-0 count.
Washington State has scored in 4 straight innings, looking to make it 5. They've come in pairs. 3 of those 4 innings gotten 2 runs.
Big swing and a miss to even the count at 1-1. But yeah, no, the bats have been consistent. 3 of those 4 innings have been 2-run innings.
And it's been a balanced attack from this entire Cougar lineup.
It really has. That's something that I've really enjoyed seeing, is that it's not just those first 3 guys in the lineup making things happen as he watches ball number 2. It's the entire lineup. Not everyone might be getting on base, but everyone is contributing to now 7 runs and 13 hits and still no errors. This Cougar team is playing pretty great baseball right now.
Absolutely.
The 2-1, he'll throw it back over to first base. Shawnsby's back in time.
That makes a bit more sense of the first one. Shawnsby had quite a bit of a larger lead on that one.
Yeah, no, that one he had to full extend Superman back to get to the base. McGuire gets set, looking in on Northrop. The pitch, it's going to be get past the shortstop between the 6-5 gap, and it'll be a base hit for Kyler Northrop. Advances Shawnsby to second base, now 2 men on with 1 out, as the lineup will reset.
They went for the hit and run as that pitch is coming across the plate. Shawnsby takes off, looking to go first to third, hit to left field. Left fielder playing up far enough to prevent that. Pence coverage was right there. If that was going to go to third, he would have been out by a mile and a half.
Brings up Gavin Roy, who is 2 for 3 on the day. A double, a single, and a strikeout. Also reached on a hit by a pitch. First pitch he sees will cross the zone for strike 1. He comes into this one with a man in scoring position. With 1 out, worst case scenario, you try and get those 2 runners over even if Roy does get out. Next pitch from McGuire, big swing and a miss on an inside ball. Strike 2 quickly falls behind 0-2. Roy will take a sec, take a breath. Pitch clock hits 13. Runners take their leads. McGuire looking in. Shakes off a pitch. Likes the second one, and he'll step off.
Yeah, he had to. Pitch clock down at 1. He was not going to have enough time to get that one off. That's a good call.
So it'll reset. Still 0-2. 1 out to Roy.
This will be the 25th pitch in relief for Tommy McGuire.
And it's high and outside for ball number 1. So a 1-2 count. A walk would load the bases. Base hit might score from second base Shawnsby. McGuire staring down Shawnsby will deliver home. It's going to be ripped to the third baseman. He's going to step on the bag, throw to first base for the force out, and it'll be a double play to end the inning. Cougars strand one despite having 2 runners on. Don't get runners across the board, but still have the lead 7-3 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR. And we're back. You haven't missed anything. An 0-1 count to Cannon Peary. Man on first base. Next pitch from Richie. That one's going to be in the dirt for ball number 1. A 1-1 count now. Had a very good 3 up, 3 down inning back in the 7th to start things off. Did Richie. Little bloop to start this inning, but hopefully Cougs can keep it in control. They've been good about stranding Grand Canyon base runners. Next pitch. That one's going to be right down the middle and doesn't even take a swing at it for strike number 2. A 1-2 count now. Richie will come set, checks in at first base. Doesn't want to go over there, delivers home. That's going to be a swing and a miss for strike number 3. The second strikeout of the day for August Richie. Both of them swinging.
1 gone, 1 on for Grand Canyon
Brings up the DH, Dominic Chacon.
as they look to climb back into this game.
Chacon over 2 with a walk. First pitch to him. He's going to, he held back his swing, but that one catches the zone for strike number 1. Richie didn't let that hit by a pitch get the best of him. Just 3 pitches in, gives a base runner, but it's been a strikeout and pretty dominant since. As this next one, big swing and a miss at the off-speed pitch for strike number 2 as Chacon falls behind 0-2.
August Richie just powering that fastball by him.
That one looked like it was a little slower. It looked like Chacon was ahead on it.
The first pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Time slowed him down on the next one.
Next pitch goes back to the fastball, but misses for a ball. 0-1-2 count. Checking in on first base. He'll come set. The next pitch. That one's chopped right to first base. Shawnsby catches it and tags the base for a double play. And that will end the top of the 8th inning. Cougars sniff out the base running threat as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Cougs lead 7-3. New pitcher on the mound for Grand Canyon is Jacob Limas, which means that's going to be a day for Tommy McGuire. His final line, 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. No walks, no strikeouts. And both of those hits that he gave up were doubles. So 2 RBI doubles that gave the Cougs those 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning.
That was back-to-back from Robinson and Obenauer.
Leading off for the Cougars.
And so as
number 3,
Matt Priest steps into the box, the new pitcher, Jacob Limas, a 14.54 ERA with a 2.77 whip in 4 opponent appearances, 4 in the 3rd innings pitched, 9 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, and 3 walks to 4 strikeouts. So if the Cougs can take advantage of this GCU pitching change, they could extend this lead even further. First pitch to Priest, who had that home run earlier. It's going to be a chopper up the middle to second base, fielded, thrown, and it's going to be close, but he will be out.
Wind gusting a little bit harder now.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, looking at where the wind's going, looking at the sky, it looks like the cloud cover's starting to fall away here.
It kind of is. I can see a little bit of blue streaking out. I can see a trail from one of those planes that leaves the smoke behind it as Max Hartman will step up.
Any threat of rain looks to be rapidly dissipating. Nothing but smooth sailing baseball.
And wind and clouds. Next pitch. And that's going to be high, but it catches the zone for strike number 1 to Hartman.
Well, Pullman in March, at least it's not snowing.
Right. The 0-1 count as pitch clock hits 8. Hartman lays down the bunt, fouls it back for strike number 2. So far, the only successful bunt of the day was a swinging bunt by Gavin Roy.
It wasn't even really a bunt. It was almost like pool.
Yeah. I thought he took a full swing and just got a little bit, bounced it not off the plate, but right in front of the plate. Was able to reach base.
Best described as a mix between pool and golf.
Not the sport we're playing.
No, neither of the sport we're playing here today.
0-2 count inside. And brings Perez to his knees as that's ball number 1. Almost got past him.
Good play behind the dish. Nobody on, so nothing would have come of it. But
A 1-2 count
good
with
play
1
nonetheless.
out. And he'll watch that one for strike number 3. So Hartman sits down looking for the second out of the inning. And it'll bring up Ollie Obenauer, who had his last time up and ended up scoring on the Dustin Robinson RBI double also. Looking to bring that back. Nobody on and already 2 outs. Let's see if the Cougs can get a rally going. They went scoreless in their last inning, breaking that 4-inning streak of scoring. First pitch finds its way in the zone for strike number 1 looking.
And Washington State has had no trouble finding the base pass today. 14 hits, thrown a couple walks, and hit by a pitch. They have been heavy traffic so far.
It has been, which is a relief to see in this home opener. It sets a tone for the season going forward. Next pitch from Limas. That's going to be popped up right field side. And the catch will be made right past the line by the right fielder. Scout DeFerry. That'll be 3 up, 3 down. Go the Cougs as we go to the 9th inning. And it'll be Charlie taking us the rest of the way. Your Cougs up 7-3. You're listening to WSU Baseball here on KUGR.
Into the top of the ninth. Here we go at Bailey Brayton Field. Here in Pullman, Washington State leading Grand Canyon 7-3, looking to come away with a win in the home opener. August Ritchie stays on the mound. He will face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Lopez, Penskover, and Sanders for Grand Canyon.
And if I'm Nathan Choate, I am really happy with my team's performance today. No errors, tons of hits, able to get runs across. You've only used 2 pitchers.
Jose Lopez had that home run back in the 6th inning that looked like it could possibly threaten the Cougar lead. Cougars put those 2 runs back onto the board in the bottom of the 6th. And Lopez quickly finds himself down 0-2.
You know, going forward this series, if they can keep this energy, get a series win at home.
And he blows the fastball by him. 3 pitches. And he sits him down swinging.
That's going to be the 3rd strikeout for Ritchie so far today, and he's only been in for 2 and a couple innings, 2 innings and change.
So that brings up the left fielder, Penskover.
Cougs sitting 2 outs away from taking home the home opening win.
Hitting number 12, Carson Olin.
And there's going to be a pinch hitter, looks like, for Penskover.
Carson Orland, it looks like, is in.
Yeah, it'll be number 12, Carson Oland. Sophomore outfielder.
From Maple Valley, Washington. The Washington guy playing down in Arizona against a Washington baseball team. Given Maple Valley's location on the west side, probably not the Washington baseball team he rooted for growing up.
Right, I'd assume not.
But he finds himself playing against Washington State here. And he swings through that one, count 2 balls, 1 strike. First 2 pitches, both missed outside. The 2-1. Hit pretty well, skips off of the glove. And into right field.
Shonsby
almost made a fantastic play, could not get the jump on it.
Well, before he got the hit in, I was going to go over his stats. Olin hitting .286 on the season with a .661 OPS.
Pinch hitting number 66,
And
Tanner
an
Shaw.
So Olin finds himself at first base. 1 runner on, but still a 4-run gap to make up for the Lopes.
And there's going to be another substitution here. It's going to be number 66 coming in.
That'll be Tanner Jones.
Tanner Jones subbing in at first base. Jones hitting .260 on the season with a .681 OPS. 50 at bats, 7 runs, 13 hits, 10 RBIs.
That one hit on the ground. That could do it, but they're going to throw to first, get 1, so 1 out to go as Tanner Jones grounds out to first base.
And it's going to be another substitution. Number 37, Marcus Galvin, will be the last batter, hopefully, to face the Cougs today.
Marcus Galvin comes up, his first at-bat of the day. Oland at second.
Now batting number 37, Marcus Galvin.
A 4-point deficit to make up with 2 outs. No more mistakes allowed for Grand Canyon if they're going to find themselves back into this one. Washington State leads 7-3. Here in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch from August Ritchie. Just a little bit inside. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 gone. 1 runner on. Washington State looking to get out of here with a home opening win. The 1-0. Outside again, 2-0.
And it looks like they do have Jake Senko on the deck, so not full substitutions, especially for your best batter on deck.
Jake Senko would be up next if Galvin is able to find a way on base. Misses high outside, 3-0 now. In trouble of walking him.
And his teammates out in the field giving him encouragement. You can see second base Gavin Roy giving some words of wisdom.
The 3-0 outside, and he walked him. A 4-pitch walk puts Galvin on first. Oland on second, and that will bring up Jake Senko. 2 runners on, but a 4-run lead.
Senko 1 for 4 on the day, as it looks like Nathan Choate will walk out and have a conference on the mound with his pitcher. This is the last guy they need to get through. It's just get the job done.
And the danger isn't necessarily Senko. The real danger is if he gets on and Mito Perez comes up, he can tie this game with one swing.
That he can. Now, if you're Cho, what are you saying to your pitcher right now?
Well, I'm telling you, you have to go after Jake Senko here. Fire everything you got into that strike zone. If worst case scenario, he hits a 3-run home run. You still have the lead. You're still up 1.
I mean, and also the thing is, Senko has found himself in 2 full counts, so he's not gonna shy away from pitches he doesn't like.
He's not gonna shy. Give everything you got. I would say don't be predictable, but fire fastballs. Maybe go off speed once or twice, but put pitches in the zone. Fill up that strike zone as much as you can and try to get him to swing on some. Hopefully you can get some weak contact. First pitch in the zone, strike 1.
And he got him looking. Senko didn't even take a swing at that. That's a great sign. Hopefully we can freeze him up a couple more times.
Galvin at first, Oland at second. 4-run gap. Washington State leading 7-3. The 0-1. Senko over to Roy. Roy fires. And he got him. What a play. Gavin Roy fires all the way across the diamond to Shawnsby, and that'll do it. A clinical effort from Washington State. A clinical play to end it. And the Cougars pick up the home opener 7-3.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for some post-game analysis, and then we'll send you on your way. Cougs win 7-3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on KUGR. Your final line for the Cougs, it was Gavin Roy going 2 for 4. Matt Priest ended up going 1 for 5, but also 2 runs, 2 RBIs. He was producing, had that big home run for the Cougs. Max Hartman 1 for 4. Ollie Obenauer 2 for 5 with a run. Dustin Robinson 2 for 4. Mason Perello 1 for 3. Ryan Shawnsby 3 for 4. By far, best day on the bats for Shawnsby. And pitching-wise, only 2 pitchers for the Cougs, which is exactly what they needed going into this. We were talking about how Coach Choate emphasized starting pitching and how important that was going to be. Well, we see Nick Lewis go 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And then August Ritchie comes in for another 3 innings, gives up 1 hit before they started updating. I think he ended up with 3 hits. I mean, perfect day on the mound for the Cougs. I couldn't really ask for much more. You do give up a 2-run inning in the 6th, but other than that, this defense showed what it can do at home. It's been struggling. Cougs improved to 8-12 on the season.
Absolutely.
What did you see from the Cougar defense that you liked enough?
Well, just a phenomenal effort. They were making plays all day. A fantastic job from the left side of that infield in particular. Gavin Roy and Ollie Obenauer made some phenomenal plays out there.
What's going on here?
I'm not exactly. I think
everybody's
staying on the field.
I think they're going to review. I think they're reviewing whether or not the.
Well, hang on a minute. This game might
out
not
at
be over.
Third. It was a close throw.
We're already doing post game.
I didn't even notice.
Might not be over. Well, it's they updated the out counter to 3, and now it's back to 2.
Yeah.
This game might not be over, folks.
Interesting.
Because if he saves, that's loaded the bases.
That does load the bases.
Mito Perez. This game could very well not be over.
And they're on the phone with whoever they're talking to.
And this could change everything.
Or it could end it.
Or it could.
I mean, both of the reviews that we've seen so far, I think one of them got overturned, one of them stood. And it was the call at first base that they overturned also. So this could be the second overturned first base out call that we see.
What was the call on the field was out.
The call on the field was out. Luckily, they didn't start the fireworks show too early.
That's why they give them a few minutes just in case something like this happens.
Right.
Yeah, this reminds me of I think it was the San Diego State, Washington State football game
Yeah.
Everybody's piling out. They still have to have one more play because of a weird, I think, like an illegal kickoff formation or something from San Diego State.
Was that this past year or
This past year,
yeah.
yes. Where they had one final play. Everybody thought the game was over. It's kind of reminds me that Washington State ended up picking up the win in that game anyway. But we'll have to see what the call here is. On calling the field's out, and here comes the home plate umpire Heath Jones. Let's see what the call is. And the call is confirmed, and that will end at 7-3, your final score.
All right, let's continue this post game. Defense is something that the Cougs were about average at, kind of struggling with. You know, they were giving up too many runs, but still being able to score enough. Today was a perfect example of what this team can do, what they've shown they can do. They just didn't let Grand Canyon get back into this game when they drew blood. They stayed confident. What did you see from this Washington State team that made them so successful today and hopefully successful going forward?
Well, I said if they got a lead, that would really help their pitchers. They get that 2-run lead in the third. They survive Grand Canyon's comeback attempt, and they're able to really pitching-wise, just cruise through it. There were a couple of rocky innings there. I'm looking particularly at that 6th inning, but they were able to ride that wave and were able to get a big win.
So who's your player of the game, Charlie?
Well, there's a couple great options here, but I'm going to have to go with Nick Lewis. Fantastic 6 innings on the mound. Yes, he gives up that 2-run home run, but 104 pitches, gives up 3 runs. You have to say, you only had one bad pitch all day.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. Even the one run that was scored in the 4th, that was a sac fly that we caught. Just so happened we had a man on third base, but I agree. He was solid up until the end, and even with that 2-run shot, he was still able to finish the inning, limited at 2.
Well, absolutely, and the only reason that they were able to get that sac fly was a wind-assisted play.
Right.
That Dustin Robinson just misplayed a little bit out there. That was the other reason they even had that on the first place. So really a phenomenal game on the mound for this Cougar pitching staff. Nick Lewis in particular. Offensively, I wanted to say Ryan Chauncey jumps out, but I wanted to talk about Matt Priest.
For sure.
5, but that's a big one. A thundering shot.
And this is a
kid left field to give him the lead.
And this is a kid that hasn't quite been playing as much as the other starters on this. We obviously saw him in the starting lineup when we were expecting to see Trevor Smith. He wasn't in the starting lineup. Didn't seem to matter as the Cougs win it 7-3. Thank you so much for joining with us. Charlie will be taking the rest of the series tomorrow and Sunday.
That will be me alongside Declan Curran, I believe, both Saturday and Sunday.
So Cougs take game 1, 7-3. Thanks for joining us here on KUGR Radio. I'm Matti Tenney alongside Charlie Templeton. Have a great night. Get home safe if you're here, and go Cougs.